you guys, what's good, what's great? It's Icy Eye Candy back with another video, and I just wanted to speak on this real quick because it was on my heart, and I saw it and I wanted to react to it between Chris and Queen and this whole situation with CJ. Now, it was just not too long ago that Chris was saying that he and Queen never argued since they broke up, and I wonder if he ended up eating his words now, because it was just the other day that he was just saying that he's blessed to have a baby mama like Queen and how he's so fortunate and lucky, how they don't argue and they never got into anything. But I want you to take a look at this right here. Take a look at this.
Never ever got into argument ever since we split up. Never. And I respect that so much about her, you know, because she's not, I don't know, me and Queen has never ever got into an argument. Never ever got into an argument ever since we split up. Never.
I know me and Queen has never ever got into an argument. Never.
Now you heard that. Tell me he did not jinx himself, because then a few days later they end up having this whole situation, and trust me, it looks like they're gonna be arguing about this.
Another reason why, y'all, I also wanted to talk about it. Sometimes Chris will record CJ crying. Oh, what is this? Chris will record CJ crying before he come over here, as if he don't want to come over mommy's house, or something's going on over here. But the thing is, when he over there at Chris's house, CJ pretty much don't really have rules. He don't got rules, and CJ know that over here he got rules. He know he got a bedtime. He know that he can't just be on the game or iPad all day long. He knows certain things he can't say to adults. Also over there, if y'all notice, it'd be a lot of kids over there, CJ's age. So he probably be having, more fun and stuff like that. But
Bad parent or none of that. But one thing I do have to say is he does have rules at my house. You don't know what's going on at my house. How can you possibly say, oh, he don't have rules, or he don't do this, and he don't do this? You don't know that. You're not here. You're not here, with us. So that's, that really just kind of that's not right, and that stuff shouldn't even be taken to social media, to be honest. None of that stuff should be even taken to social media. You shouldn't even tell the world that. Even if I did it, you shouldn't be telling.
Now, Chris, not for nothing, you sound like the biggest hypocrite. There's a lot of things you do that shouldn't be brought onto social media, but yet and still you do it. So, you guys, tell me what you think. This shouldn't be on social media. His son crying like that shouldn't be on social media.
Maybe Chris, don't do that. Oh my gosh. Baby Chris, well, guess what? But yeah, I just feel like everything should, that's just not fair. None of the stuff was, none of it was, spoken to me. She did send me this long paragraph, but I responded. I said, hey, just call me so we could talk about it instead of text. Why are you always, texting me? Just call me. And she said, okay, and she never did. And then, a couple days later, she goes out to make a video. Now, my intentions behind the video was not to make Queen seem like a bad parent, anything. I genuinely only did it because, because I just wanted to record him, when he left my house. It wasn't to shade Queen or anything or none of that. That wasn't my intentions.
But I do think that he needs to make better choices, and that, he can't throw stones when he lives in a glass house. He can't say that certain things shouldn't be on social media when he put things like this on social media so that people judge Queen and make her feel like she's a bad mom, Chris had CJ crying on camera when it was time for him to come to her house. And that could be hurtful for any mom to see, that her kid, whenever they are about to come over their house, the kid is crying. And although Chris says he didn't mean it that way, that's what happened. That's how it came across. So when Queen came across and said how she felt about that, now he's taking it personally, because she's saying her truth in terms of the fact that she thinks CJ has no rules when he's staying by Chris's house. And then when he comes to her house, he has school, he has rules, he can't be on his iPad all the time. he has a bedtime, and now Chris feels some type of way, but I don't think it was intentional. Aw, this little boy is so cute. I honestly think the whole thing is a big misunderstanding. I think they both love CJ, and I think Chris may have portrayed something that made Queen feel some type of way, and I think she should have communicated that directly to Chris. I feel like it's a miscommunication because they don't talk and they're not in a relationship. Also, I'm pretty sure that Queen tries to respect Clarence by not talking on the phone too much to Chris. You know, I'm pretty sure she texted that information to him for a reason because she tries to minimize the amount of conversation maybe the two of them have.
TT Nettie, about to take baby Chris to the airport.
You ready?
Baby Chris, don't do that. Oh my gosh. Baby Chris, well, guess what? Guess what? You get to see daddy. You gonna see daddy.
And this should not be on the internet. Now, I know Chris said he didn't mean anything by posting this, but I can see why Queen felt some type of way. Their goal should be keeping that smile on that baby's face, okay? So I don't know what they're gonna have to do to fix this whole situation. I really hope they're able to fix it. It's gonna be hard because now I feel like they do need to communicate a little bit more, and they need to make sure they're respecting each other's wishes. And there has to be consistency from one home to the next. And, you know, this is conversation that shouldn't be taking place on social media. They're going to need to talk. They're going to need to make sure that the rules that they have at one house they have at both houses. I think they need to develop a better mode of communication, and I think they need to put baby Chris first. He's the priority here, and I think this is all affecting him. They need to take themselves out of the equation completely. I'm going to pray that this doesn't create a bad relationship between Chris and Queen, because I think it's very coincidental that just not too long ago, he was saying how Queen was like the most amazing baby mother. They have the best communication, and that he feels blessed to have someone like her as the mother to his child. In case you're not sure what I'm talking about, I'm going to insert the clip right here of Chris talking about co-parenting with Queen.
Co-parenting. Co-parenting could be difficult. It just depends on the parents. As far as my relationship and co-parenting, my particular situation, it's phenomenal. First of all, I thank God that Queen is not a bitter baby mom. Bruh, I hear too many stories about dudes who they girl won't let them see their child because they broke up with them or they broke their heart, this and that. So I give Queen all her accolades for that. And because, you know, bro, little do y'all know, me and Queen has never ever got into an argument. Never ever got into an argument ever since we split up. Never. And
Okay, guys, so you heard that. So I just think Chris needs to tread really lightly. I think Queen Naija is doing really good with co-parenting with him. And I think he needs to just be mindful that certain things he says and puts on the internet pertaining to CJ can hurt her feelings. And it can make her feel some type of way if he makes it seem like CJ cries and hates coming over to her house. Like I said, that can't make any mom feel good. But I want to know what you think. We already know that Chris is a good father, right? We know that he is in CJ's life. But is being a good father just being present in your child's life? What does it mean to truly be a good father? I think they're going to have to work extra hard for the sake of CJ. Now, you guys tell me what you think. What do you think about this whole situation? Do you think it was just a little misunderstanding? Do you think it's going to create problems later on when trying to raise baby Chris, you know, when he gets a little bit older? I feel like they got to try to nip this in the bud now. I do think it's important because it involves a kid, and he's such a sweet, sweet kid. I would hate for all of this to have him become confused. Now, what do we think about fatherhood? Now, it's without a doubt, to me, that Chris is a good father, you know? But what makes a good father? We know that Chris is very present because he didn't have a father in his life. So he's very present in baby Chris's life. And so I believe he's a good father. I do think they need to talk more about the different dynamics that are at each of their houses. Because I feel like as they get older and as they become better parents, as baby Chris gets older, they're going to have to really make sure that there's the same educational base at home. They're going to have to make sure that they try to follow at least some of the same rules. You know, it's not going to be exact, but they've really got to put forth some effort to try to make this baby's life as consistent as possible as he gets older. Because I can definitely see this getting a little ugly if it's not handled with care. I do see Queen, you know, maybe wanting to take more time to spend with CJ. I do see Chris being angry about that. And I do see the situation getting, you know, having the potential to get very ugly if they do not handle this situation with care. So I'm just hoping they do the right thing for baby CJ's sake, you know? I hope they do the right thing because it's undoubtedly a fact that Chris is in his, you know, his son's life, and he's a good father to CJ. But I think all the things that they need to discuss behind the scenes in terms of raising CJ, they need to happen behind the scenes. But you guys tell me what you think. What do you think about this whole situation? And, you know, I'm just putting it out there. I love baby Chris. I think he's the cutest baby ever. I love Queen and her personality and her music. You know, I may not agree with everything that she does, but I do love her as an artist, as a YouTuber. And, you know, believe it or not, I like Chris. I think Chris is, you know, a good guy. I don't think he's always the best person, but I do like him, you know. So what do you guys think? Hit me up in the comments. Make sure that you subscribe. Give me some feedback. I want to hear what you guys think. All right? Until next time, bye-bye. Cause you know when I leave, I'll be back to your bed. Cause girl, we got a good thing, so I can't let them. Hey, you guys. What's good? What's great? It's ICI Candy, otherwise known as Ms. Business. Also follow me on my social media platforms. I have my Twitter, my Instagram, which I'm going to drop here for you, and my Snapchat. I'm looking forward to hear from you guys. Bye-bye. I leave, I'll be back to your bed. Cause girl, we got a good thing, so I can't let them fuck this up, ready for wedding rings. One of a kind, glad your mind's